Hi guys, rubber band powered cars again and 3D printing again. Right, these here are hubs for putting CDs on, because the usual problem with using CDs for wheels is you've got a big hole in the middle. So I've printed these off. Before I flick them off, I'll just show you this bit. Now this is supposed to be the axle tubes for the back and axle tubes for the front, and also I'm using one of the same designs to hook the rubber band onto. But I've made a few basic novice errors with this. If we look here, we've got quite an overhang and the software's automatically built a support for it. And I thought it would do that for these bits, but it didn't. So in there, the PLA has actually dropped down, and so we've got a right mess under there. That should be a nice gap to put this bit of cardboard that I've got. The idea is we're just going to slide that under there, and the same at the other end under there, and it should work straight away almost. So I'm going to have to clean this up a bit before we can use it, but I'll just demonstrate these if I can get them to pop off. Oh, I do need to drill the holes out a bit in the middle. I've printed them to, I think they're about 3mm diameter, and I think the barbecue skewers I've got are slightly bigger than that. But what we're going to do is put that on there. I'll put a bit of sticky tape on there, double-sided sticky tape, and that will actually hold the CD in place instead of spinning around like it does. So that's our CDs in place. As I say, I'll go and tidy this up and then I'll come back. I suppose I ought to show you what I mean by tidying it up. Same thing, peeling this stuff off. Oh dear, that one's just broken where it shouldn't have done, which is another problem with my design. I think we might still get a working system out of it, but just not quite as neat and tidy as I had in mind. I've even got the measurements wrong. Those are supposed to be equally spaced across there, and I've got that one slightly further over, or almost a centimetre further that way than it should be. So I made quite a few errors when I did this one. Now, I'll probably use a hot knife or something to go under there and tidy that bit up. Yeah, that one's quite a mess, that one. So at the moment they won't even slide in place. But the idea is we just slide that on, and away we go. Right, just heated up a knife, an old knife, not one of Nanny's best ones. So that now fits on there, fine. And that one slides on there, fine. Okay, so now I need to do this with the double-sided tape. I did this the other night for another car, and it was just a little bit more fiddly than I'd like it to be. Because this stuff just sticks everywhere you don't want it to and doesn't stick where you do want it to. Let's try and be clever, just put 3 pieces on. I expect a nice sharp knife would be a good idea instead of these things. It just sticks to it when you don't want it to. And I think I spent the last video moaning about it, so just get on and do it this time. Yeah, that should be all right. Okay, that one's on. I'll do the others. I'll run my drill through them just to make them a little bit bigger. So they're a good tight fit there now. Because we want I'll do what I normally do, which is I won't bother cutting these, I'll just leave them sticking out at one side. That does mean though, I've got to force it on that end as well. I leave them sticking out because it's convenient to actually get hold of them to wind the rubber band up. Oh, that's a bit tight. I should have done that first. Okay. I think this will actually work either way up, because there's plenty of clearance, so whatever suits your fancy. A few rubber bands. We'll do this the easy way, or what I call the easy way. I won't bother putting a hook on the axle, I'll just wrap the rubber band straight round it. If you want to, you could glue a little bit of wood on there, T-shape, to hook the rubber band onto. But I'm just going to hold it over there, wrap it round, and it holds itself in place. And there we go. So we'll give it a try. Well, I have to say, I'm quite pleased with that. After messing up the dimensions and making some other basic errors, that's come together very nicely. We've even put a little mini camera on there, so we've got some extra video footage. Yeah. Oh, pleased with that. And as I say, you could run it either way up. And because we haven't actually glued this onto the cardboard, you could, if you had to, adjust it by changing the angle a bit if it's going off to one side for any reason. Although as long as you've cut your cardboard so the front and the back is parallel, then it should be absolutely fine. So, piece of cardboard, 4 CDs, 2 barbecue skewers and some 3D printing. So probably not available to everybody, although I believe lots of places are now doing 3D printing. It seems to be the thing to do now. Oh, and some double-sided sticky tape to stick the CDs to those hubs that I made. I did try one of these hubs with extra little spikes around the centre there, but I made those, I don't know if you can even see them, they're tiny, but they are just a bit too big. The idea was they'd grip the inside of the CD, so I need to make them even smaller. So, I don't know if you can even see them, I don't know if the light will catch them. So yeah, it didn't work.